Welcome to another phrasal verb lesson. Today we're looking at around and about is often used instead of around, so they're very similar prepositions. I think they're quite easy because they usually mean either in many directions or places around, or they can mean without purpose, without aim, without focus. Okay, perhaps let's start with the second one, without purpose, without aim, without focus. So let's start perhaps down here. Some of the most well-known ones are mess around, muck around, play around, doss around, or clown around. All of these sound like what kids like doing, you know. They like having fun, they like to play with different things, and so they play around. If they mess about in the classroom, that sounds like they're misbehaving. It sounds like they're playing but also misbehaving. Maybe they're throwing pieces of paper, or maybe they're throwing ink at each other or fighting, but they're messing around, they're messing about, they're not doing their work. So messing around, it sounds like you're avoiding a responsibility and you're just playing instead. All of these have that kind of meaning. And you can use about for all of them as well. Okay, I'll come back to this one now. Faff around or faff about. Maybe a lot of students haven't heard it. If you faff around, then you do lots of things instead of the real purpose, the real aim. Okay, so maybe you're about to go out and meet your friends, but then you faff around. You suddenly start doing things which aren't so important, but you suddenly decide to start doing them. And it means that you're not getting your purpose done. You're not achieving your aims. Okay, so if you faff around, you're delaying your purpose or your aim. Okay, if you hang around somewhere, or stand around somewhere, or stick around somewhere, or wait about somewhere, it all carries the meaning of just staying in a place and just standing there or waiting there. So I mean, they're very similar to just wait, but if you wait around, then you stay in the same area for a long time. The same as sticking around, standing about, or hanging around. Okay? So we normally talk about kids, teenagers maybe, hanging around a certain park, or it just means they go there to meet their friends, and that's where they stay for the night. Or for a few hours, they hang about in that place. Okay? You can also sit around or lie around or laze around. These all sound a little bit negative to me. It sounds like you're just sitting around all day. Maybe on a Sunday, you're not working, and so you decide to sit around all day. You don't want to get stressed or do anything, do any work, so you decide to sit around all day and relax. If you fiddle around, then it sounds to me like there are buttons and switches somewhere or something like that. So in the car, children very often fiddle around with all the controls. Yeah, they press the horn, the bibber, and they play with the steering wheel. They play around, they fiddle around with all the things inside the car. Okay, if you boss someone around, then that just means you give them lots of instructions, and maybe it's just for pleasure, and it's not really with any kind of purpose. But it might be with purpose. So this one's a bit of an exception, it seems to me, because all of these certainly sound like there is no purpose, no aim, no focus. Kids usually do a lot of these ones because they don't necessarily have a purpose. They're just having fun. But boss someone around, it means be the boss, and it could be with some kind of purpose. Now, all of these words, I think that they all more relate to the first one, in many directions. And I think all of these we generally use around and not so often about. These ones you can say faff about, muck about, hang about, sit about, fiddle about. You can. But these ones I don't think we do so often. Maybe sometimes, but not so often. So, let's look at the in many direction ones. Turn around doesn't really mean in many directions. It just means this: if I turn around, I do this, and if I turn around again, I do that. So if a car turns around, it goes 180 degrees, it goes backwards, and it's not the same as turn over. If a car turns over, it goes like that, so the wheels are in the air. It's a big accident. And you can also turn over a page. Yeah, turn over is like that, turn round is like that. I hope that's clear. It's more like 180 degrees. It's more like this. Yeah, if that's this is turn round, and turn over is like that. Perhaps that's clear. I don't know if that's clearer. Okay, so we also have drive round the town, look around the shop, walk around the town, go around the town. How did you get around? I don't know. How did you get around Paris when you went on holiday? I used the metro. Okay. So it's all in many directions, in many places, and maybe without aim or purpose. If you ask around about something, then you ask many people. So it's like in many places. You ask a lot of people to find out some information. If you shop around, you go to many different shops, probably to find the best price, or maybe to find a good product. But usually to find the bargains, you shop around. Okay, if you snoop around, then you're kind of like a spy. It sounds like you're looking for information somewhere. So if you're snooping around your friend's house, maybe you're looking at his personal information. Maybe you're looking at his envelopes, his letters. Maybe you're looking on his computer at his emails. You're snooping around. It's quite negative. It's like a spy. Okay, sleeping around is also usually quite negative. I think, most people would consider it negative. It means that somebody is sleeping in many different places. So it sounds like with many different people. So it's also pretty negative. Okay, if you have any questions about how any of these words are used, please ask under the video, and I will try and answer them. And I hope to see you all soon. Thank you very much for watching.